This video is dedicated to my fellow over-explainers. I had to take a break because TikTok was doing weird things to my videos, so I think hopefully everything's okay now. I feel better, even though it bothered me that that was happening, but I feel better now, so I'm coming back. So, when we talk about over-explaining, so the reason why over-explaining happens is because of this video. If people go back to this video, it happens because obviously it's a trauma response, but when you have basically energy that expresses itself in a way that is not the normal limitations of the learning teaching dimension, you will be explaining yourself. And what happens is, if you grow up with that, if you are around other people limiting themselves, it becomes a normal state. And so the reason why I wanted to make this video is because everyone usually that like finds this out about themselves when they're healing, they think that there's something wrong with them and that they need to do the shadow work. So it's not that you need to do the shadow work. It is a version of you that doesn't understand that it's not even like it's a little touch of boundaries, but not that much. It's understanding your power. So if you have the power to be in touch with lots of different things, I know from my day-to-day life and from forever, it is a very lonely place. So it's not necessarily something that you need to fix. It is something that you need to realize that no one is going to understand you as best as yourself. And it is a daily practice. Every day you need to understand this. My energy, one of my bigger energies said this to me. I was absolutely so sad. I was like, my theme of my life is being let down. Small letdowns and big letdowns. Like letdowns meaning like betrayal vibes, things like that. And I was asking, I said, why is it like this? Like, like, what am I going to do? Like, when are people going to prioritize me? And the prioritizing is kind of parallel to this as well. So it's not separate, it goes together. And prioritizing to me, when you look on it on the first level, like the wounds or just the first, outside of your onion or whatever, when you first find those wounds of how sad you are, you're going to think there's something wrong with you. You're going to think that you need to explain things. You're going to for a very long time, you're going to think you need to do this, and this. And it's actually the opposite. You don't need to do anything. What you need to do, if you're going to do anything, is to not do something. You need to hold back in the sense of understanding that you need to do it yourself. And this is what my energy said. They said, no one is going to prioritize you. You need to prioritize yourself. And I still remember I was at a bus stop when they told me this. And my whole reframed. So it doesn't mean everything fixed, but it set this new POV I had where, people say the cliche where they say no one can save you except for yourself. But for me, this hit home because it has to do with over-explaining. It's this feeling that you need to, like I said, you're in touch with yourself, but you don't understand it's a strength. It's not a weakness. And just because other people are limiting themselves naturally and it's a choice, you have also just how they have the choice to be, like I talked about in this video, where I am learning to respect that because they have the choice to be limited. But they get grouchy because we don't know ourselves. We don't know that we're just naturally unlimited. We don't know that. And so what happens is, it's not even a choice at that time. We need to choose ourselves. We need to say, I am unlimited and there's nothing wrong with me. And so you need to not just respect others in their limitations. You need to respect yourselves in your non-limitations. And you're people will say things to be polite, like open-mindedness, but this is different. This is like you're naturally Like, you just like how some people, you just naturally are open, like you just are big, like open, and that's it. You have access to those things naturally, even when those people have done that. So that's the thing that's interesting, is you'd think that our lives that we've lived, because I know Tatum and you, when you guys were commenting, I know we're all vibing with this. Hopefully we find some others. Basically what happens is this is our coping mechanism for naturally being open, naturally being expansive. And instead of ignoring that, it's time to embrace it, because that is when we actually help ourselves, because there's nothing wrong with you. And that's the first step. Because, like, sometimes shadow work, it's not that there's something wrong with us, but there's something that we need to heal or work on. This is not a healing. The healing and working on is basically unveiling yourself and understanding that you are just built that way and you're allowed to exist that way. And that's when you make the choice. So the other thing is just an energy thing. It is a part of what kind of style energy you have. And then you bring it back to human groundedness. And the human groundedness is making a decision. So those people making a decision, they weren't born limited. Everyone's born unlimited and expanded, but some of us, it's like we don't have a choice. It's so expanded, like there's no choice. So you're over expanding, you're over explaining. Your thing is to ask yourself, is this person wanting expansion or not? If they want it, definitely it's your time to shine and over explain away. But if they don't want that and they're all about staying in the same thing, we need to respect ourselves and not waste their time or our time.